Okay guys, I go through your comments, the negative feedback, the mean things that you've said to me. I compile it all in one video and just rant about it. Totally just kidding. I'm doing like my first Q&A video and answering some questions that you guys have, as well as going through the comments that you've made in my videos and hopefully answering some of those unknown questions or whatever. So for those of you who have commented it negatively, positively, or just responded to the stuff that I've done, I bring you up, talk about you, and we go through the questions. Okay, first one is my Sony MC11 video. Here was I think one of the biggest questions, pretty much summed up with one comment from a guy named Homer Simpson. Why buy a full frame camera and then shoot in crop mode? It makes no sense. Now, I will answer that with a thing that I've learned from just constantly creating, and a DOP that I work with very often, and I argue about this, but I am more concerned about the function than the functions. I bought the A7III because it felt better. The control was a lot better than the A7S Mark II that I was used to. The autofocus was freaking dynamite, as well as there's just so many other additional features that made me shoot better, faster, and more efficient. Certain aspects, like if it's shooting full frame or if it's shooting 4K or 6K, that doesn't really interest me, and it's not at the top of my priority list yet. So at this point, it didn't really bother me that I wasn't shooting full frame with this lens adapter, because that's not what I really need, especially for YouTube videos. Like I doubt you can even tell the difference when you're watching like my vlogs and stuff. So really, I bought the lens with the adapter knowing that I was shooting in a cropped mode because I just liked the look. I held it, I tested it out in the store. I thought, oh my God, this looks great. And I definitely didn't do it blindly. I knew that this was a part of the issue. There was a price point that I had to cater to, as well as I just liked the abilities that I was able to capture from that combination. So that's why I got it, and maybe I'm kind of digging a hole for myself later with this whole crop mode, but for now, I love the image that I'm getting. I love all of the different elements that I'm getting out of the A7 III, so the whole crop mode on this lens with the adapter doesn't bother me just yet. A next comment that I got is from my skydiving video that I did where I took my buddy Mickey skydiving. We had this like really cool experience. And the guy goes, your openings are always so great. You build up tension and expectations. But then, to be honest, your videos kind of always turn into this fun montage. So this guy starts off with a compliment. I really appreciate it. And I actually really appreciate the comment, how basically to kind of answer to that, my videos do start off with like quick, fast-paced montages, and then it kind of trickles into, I would say, a longer montage, less sort of edit-heavy and more story-driven or, slow motion sequences. And you'll see this kind of across the board with a lot of different creators. The reason why this happens is for two reasons. When you're filming on the day, when you start day one, when you get the camera and your day begins, you're like, oh, I'm gonna film this, because the day is probably a little bit more simple. But as the day gets a little more complicated, you get a little bit more tired, stuff fills up on your plate, filming takes the back seat and experience goes into the front. This is something that I'm learning from. I actually really appreciate that comment. The edit found its way and I told the story the way I wanted it to. But this is definitely something that I do want to bring up more often within the content I create, which is start strong, end strong, and have strong in the middle. The second reason is actually a reason that I learned from Christopher Nolan, which is what he'll do, or what he did with his first movie Following, is he started off really strong. He spent all of his money within the first minute of his film, or first scene of his movie. You'll see that there's dolly tracks, there's good actors, it's shot really well, and then the rest of the movie takes this sort of independent flavor where it's handheld, it's a lot more rugged. The reason why he did that is because he caught the audience with that beginning. They sat in and they're like, you know what, I'm invested in the characters. I don't need the production value to be interested in this as much as I already am. So this is a good trick for you guys. If you're starting out your videos and you want to hook an audience in, start them really strong, and what I would say is just end them really strong. The middle doesn't have to be as strong, but I'm definitely going to take that comment into consideration when I move on to future projects. Thank you so much for bringing that up. nice. Okay, so the next stream of comments comes from my hard drive hack box video, where basically I cut open a hard drive box and have a hard drive come out of it. It was a hack that I conjured up, this idea that I thought of. It got a lot of negative feedback, a lot of thumbs downs, and I want to demystify some of the questions, which was, will it overheat? What will happen with the hard drive if you are, let's say, using it? Like, don't they need air? Don't the motors need air and ventilation? That is most likely the case when it comes to working on this. Is a quick fix solution. It is not to be editing for hours or like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's like, oh my God, I need to do a quick export, or oh my God, I need to do a quick couple things and don't want to like fumble my hard drive out in an airplane or on a bus and risk it fall on the ground. So this is a really good, like, quick DIY way to keep your hard drive safe, a little bit more secure, so you're not fumbling it out of its case. Countless times I have had my hard drive slip out of my hands because it left the box. The box will keep it a lot more secure than for it just to land, let's say, on the concrete. This is a movie about travel and how I stopped working at my corporate editing job and started traveling the world making money full time. This is a comment that's attached to my paid travel video, which someone says, so how exactly do you make money? Now, a couple other people commented to that, so I'll kind of address the concern. Part of that, how I make money doing travel, is there's a couple different avenues and routes, and I do have a link to a video in the description of that, which kind of expands on that more. But basically, I'm pairing with either a brand, I'm pairing with a client, and traveling with said brand or client to capture content for them. And if you guys are interested in kind of pursuing that a little bit further, a link to both of those videos will be in the description below, so you guys can kind of figure that out. You guys can learn from those. Finally, this is actually a really cool comment that I got from somebody. It says, this is from Max Otswell. How is it possible that one person can upload so many videos? Like, this is a question that I always wondered, like, from a lot of creators, which was like, how are you making such high quality videos so consistently? And the actual answer is just being able to create more and more will make you faster and faster and faster. You figure out your workflow, you learn what you like, you learn what you don't like, you know what you need, you know what you don't need. I have a full video on how to edit in one day in the description below that I created as well. So you guys can kind of learn the process of how I make these videos in a quick turnaround time. But also, I'd say the more you create, the better you get at creating. It is still always a task. It's always like, how do I make it? But I actually find the more I exercise this muscle, the more ideas I get. And the biggest thing is just being passionate about what you're doing. If I have an idea that I'm stewing on and thinking about, I'm like, I need to tell people about this one thing. It makes it way easier to do it fast. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, you're gonna be freaking slow at it. So have passion behind the wheel and you'll go full max speed. I get this question all the time where it's like, where do I work? How do I get money? Do I have to join a production company? You know, money is a huge thing when it comes to creating videos. And luckily, once the wheel starts turning fast, you got to start turning down work. But the best thing that I would say that can get you a lot of work is word of mouth. Word of mouth will get you everywhere, and it's gotten me everywhere. I really haven't had to advertise my services pretty much ever. The advertisement has gone through other clients, and you'll find that within all industries. It's not just filmmaking, but word of mouth is the best advertisement. So how to do that is you just got to pick up work. You got to pick up as much work as you possibly can when you're starting out, when you can make those investments. Work for small companies, work for micro companies, work for your friends' things, shoot YouTube videos, just keep creating stuff. And if you have to do it at a low dollar amount, you're building your portfolio. And once that portfolio is built, that word of mouth will spread. Now, a quick example and a quick story, my first music video that I ever shot, like way back, like probably 8 years ago, didn't get me work until like 5 years after. Now, there was other mini videos that I got from that, but like I just got a job from that music video that I shot years ago. So it's always creating investments, and the cool thing about videos is they last forever. So if you do it really well, it might not give you the return right away, but don't be discouraged by that. If you've done a good job, that will come back. If it doesn't come back to you as soon as you want it to, then just advertise that video. But just keep consistently creating appreciating, and reach out. Now, you're not always going to get those passion project jobs that you really want, the really cool commercials or the super stylized stuff. If anything, you might start off within doing like corporate videos, and I'll talk more about that later, but there's so much you can learn from editing corporate videos. Like seriously, I've learned a lot of what I know from just hustling every single day to get that stuff done so I can work on my creative stuff. Everybody goes through it, not just you. So just if you're in doing the corporate grind right now, focus on how you can get out of it, but while you're in it, learn as much as you possibly can, because the fundamental basics are all rooted in the same sort of concepts of editing. So you don't really have to do super creative stuff to be super creative. You can be really creative and learn a lot about the basics of how to shoot stuff, how to edit stuff, how to tell stories through simple, boring corporate videos. Anyways, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this long-winded video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can either write that in the comment section below. I will definitely read it, potentially do like a follow-up video, or if you want a quick response, you guys can send me these messages through Instagram. Now, I do get these messages a lot, so I will try to respond to them as best as possible, but this was just a quick recap of answering some of the most common questions that I've seen regarding some of my past videos and just some of the stuff that I talk about. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for staying tuned for like whatever 15 minutes here. And I really, really encourage you guys just to keep creating good stuff. Hopefully watching these videos can help you out quite a bit, and let me know if there's anything I can do to improve that. Thank you. I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching. Check out all the stuff that I have in the description below. I highly recommend. It will help you out quite a bit. All right, see you guys. Bye. I'm gonna leave this time. I'm just gonna leave my room and hopefully leave this camera rolling, and it'll keep rolling until it dies. Oh, it's still going. Well, that's not good. That's